Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on Boxing and Lily. She finally got out of her bed. So, welcome back. Obviously, we have live boxing today from Golden Boy on DAZN, but this is obviously on YouTube as well. So, anybody that wants to watch this Fulghum Beck Melikuziev fight, it's there. I talked about this fight pre-week, talking about what events we could look forward to this weekend. And this was the fight that I was really excited by and definitely thought it would be the best fight of the weekend. And it's coming up. We have one fight prior to that. Priest is going to be in the ring. And then, of course, then we have the main event. So thanks for jumping in, everybody. I will see you after this short announcement. Welcome back. So we just saw a good young up-and-coming American fighter get a first-round knockout, the second knockout of his career. Now he moves to 2-0 with 2 knockouts. America has been looking for a potential superstar heavyweight boxer to carry them into the future. And this just might be the man. Joshua Edwards obviously had amateur pedigree. People may remember him from the U.S. team. It's early in his career, so I don't know if you can read too much into it right now. Obviously, right now he is 2-0 with 2 knockouts and looks good, looks the part. He's a big guy, but he doesn't look like one of the modern-day giants. I'm not sure how tall he is exactly. Let's check it out. 6'3". So he's obviously a very good-sized heavyweight, but not one of the giant guys that we become accustomed to. Guys that obviously are 6'6", 6'7". 25 years old, called the Rocket, from Houston, Texas. Texas keeps producing great boxers. It'll be interesting to see if he can live up to the expectations. Obviously, he was fighting a guy in Alexander Rhodes today who was 2-1. Not the kind of opponent that you expect to give him too much trouble, and he didn't. He got him out of there in 1 round, had his way with him, and hopefully they will keep him busy, and we could potentially see him get another 6 fights for the year at least, right? So he ends the year 8-0, maybe 8 KOs. Because with these level of opponents, there's no reason not to get him out there, almost every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks, as long as you're having a card. But definitely somebody to keep an eye on. Let me know, boxing fans, if you guys have paid attention to this kid, if you know anything about him, and you're excited about him moving forward. What's up, Salute? Which channel is it on? It's on YouTube, Miguel. It's DAZN, but it's also on YouTube. So if you have DAZN, you could watch it there. But if you don't, you could just watch it on YouTube. I'm not sure if they're going to show the whole fight here or if this is just prelims. But right now, what does it say? Golden Boy Fight Night, Darius Fulghum versus Beck Melikuziev. That's the advertisement. 6.9 thousand people watching it right now. Yeah, so I think it's here to stay. Yeah, I think I might turn it on. I've been burning out on boxing, though. Baholchuk out there costing me money. Well, that was definitely a disappointing performance for sure. He's older, though. Isn't he like 25? Yeah, he's 25, but for heavyweights, especially with a lot of amateur pedigree, 25 is not too old because, most heavyweights don't really mature until they're in their 30s anyway. So it's nothing to think about too much. And we know generally heavyweights, the level of skill is not exactly as high as the lower levels. So if you're a very skilled amateur fighter, generally you become a top heavyweight pretty easily and pretty quickly. You may not become the superstar fighter, right? We've seen tons of gold medalists who obviously got to that level and then got exposed and obviously didn't have the heart, didn't have the chin, weren't focused enough, whatever the situation was. But they all obviously have moved up pretty rapidly. Oh, they're talking about Bam. I see it on YouTube. Thank you. Yeah, then you got the rematch with Cole and Gallegos. Yeah, that should be a good fight. A lot of people were really high on Cole, and when he ended up getting beat, that was quite the shock, quite the surprise. 2 different cards, same platform. MJ is fighting right now. Yeah, MJ's got his stay busy fight. Hopefully he wins impressively to help build up that Inui fight. I think I'm a little more excited about the Beck Fulghum fight, though. Yeah, I think stylistically, Fulghum and Beck should just be a fucking great fight. Really exciting. Look at these kids. Who's this? Bam's son? It's so funny seeing those kids, eh? They got headgear. It's as big as them. Is this a real test for Beck? Sorry, don't know anything about the guy he's fighting. If you look at the bookies, Andre, they would probably be picking Fulghum to beat Beck, right? In all honesty, right now, I mean, we know Beck already got knocked out, uh, obviously by Gabe Rosado. That was quite a while ago, but nonetheless, it shows that he defensively has some holes that can be pierced, and that he doesn't have the best chin ever. But yeah, Fulghum, 14-0, 12 knockouts, right? I think he's also a Texan, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, out of El Paso, fighting out of Houston, 6'1", 28 years old. So he's going to have the reach advantage. He's also, when you watch him fight, much more the conventional fighter. Beck obviously has short arms and is a little unconventional the way he fights. So it might be really difficult for Beck to get in range. Did you see the sloppy heavyweights in the YouTube card? I did, but the one guy we're talking about is really potentially a future superstar for the American heavyweights. The rematch is happening. I don't think it's a good idea for Cole. It's a good idea if he wins. But the problem is generally what happens when guys fight guys that knock them out, they end up getting knocked out easier the second time around. When is MJ fighting? I'm not sure. I wasn't too interested just because he's fighting a nobody, so it wasn't anything to pay attention to. I was obviously much more interested in the Fulghum fight, but let's check it out. Huh? Do. Ayah, come on, what are you doing to me? MJ. He's fighting Luis Castillo, 31-6. The card hasn't started yet on DAZN, like not even the preview fights. So if all is said and done, it should be okay. But there's the card that's going to be on DAZN. Not a bad card. Cole Galigas, obviously MJ. For him, it's an important fight. He definitely needs to win. Gabriel Valenzuela is always an exciting fight. Jimenez, name sounds familiar, but I'm not too sure. And then Curiel. Is that the Curiel, I think? Okay. Yeah. A good fighter. Exciting fighter. A good young fighter. So the guy MJ is fighting, no good at all. It's not that he's no good. Obviously, he's got some experience, right? But, there he is. The picture tells you everything you need to know. 31-6, 20 KOs, already stopped once, which isn't that bad. What do they say about him? He lost to Komoki Kameda, who obviously just got beat recently. Got stopped in 5 rounds by Kameda. Kameda is not a hard puncher. Generally, every top-level fighter Kameda's been in with has went the distance. So if this guy got knocked out in 5 rounds by Kameda, I think this is just a take it for granted type of fight. Salute Sean and the Lions. What's up, Hard Recoil? Yeah. Well, let's get back. Obviously, we got that heavyweight fight that we just saw. I don't know who saw it, but at this point, I don't know what we can say about this kid. But America needs a heavyweight, right? Obviously, we thought that Big Baby was going to be that potential future superstar heavyweight fighter, but getting knocked out by the big Scottish African definitely was a bad look. And just the things he says, the problems he's had with the cops, his sort of disinterest with the sport, talking about retiring very early. It doesn't seem like he's got much of a chance of really living up to expectations. But this kid, 25 years old, 2-0, obviously amateur pedigree, You know, hopefully we got something from him. Let's see what De La Hoya has to say. What are you saying, Oscar?
Is the future of the heavyweight division. He's only 2-0. I know people are saying, what are you talking about? Well, obviously, I know what I'm talking about. Being, I don't have to remind you. But his
Arrogant or what?
his fluid punches, his footwork, but his power. And I like the fact that his trainers are bulking him up. He's about, what, 220, 230 right now? So we want him at 240, 245. He's going to be somebody to reckon with.
What purple
in
thing?
the future, because now we're going to put him right back on June 28th underneath Jake Paul and Cesar Chavez. So we're excited for Joshua.
And speaking of that card, Golden Boy working with MVP Promotions, just the ability for you to put these fights together, something that the fans want to see. Why is that important to you?
Well, look, I mean, I've always prided myself in working with everybody to try and make the best fights possible. I'll work with Top Rank. I'll work with MVP. I'll work with anybody, with Eddie Hearn, to make the best fights possible, and that's exactly what I want to do. That's exactly what we're doing with Jake Paul, MVP. We have the co-main event, which is going to be incredible.
Incredible
against Torticos to unify the world titles.
I don't know if that's incredible.
A special fight with Kid Floyd Schofield, which is going to go up against Tevin Farmer. Now, that fight right there is main event worthy. That fight right there, the winner will become a star. And I believe that Kid Austin has his hands full. I believe he has to be on his A game. I believe that they are ready. I believe that they have a great team and they're ready to work, ready to go and knock out. But Tevin Farmer, you cannot sleep on him. I love Tevin Farmer because he's a working man's fighter. He works hard. He goes out there and just puts it all on the line. We know what he did with William Zepeda. So imagine if Kid Austin could go in there and destroy Tevin Farmer. We'll have a star.
And Zurdo Ramirez, as you mentioned, also on that card, defending one of his belts.
Zurdo.
What do you want to see from him? And do you think is there any added pressure for him because he is facing a mandatory?
No, yeah, he is facing a mandatory, but there's no added pressure whatsoever. He does have a lot of great fights ahead of him.
Oh, really?
Maybe go
that was fast.
The winner of Jake Paul and Cesar Chavez. You never know. Maybe Jake Paul put him on the card for that reason. That's the way Jake Paul thinks. I know how you're thinking, Jake, so, let's talk soon. But I'm excited. I'm really excited to announce that I'm talking to PBC. And we are going to make the best fights happen for the world to watch. All our roster at Golden Boy is going to go up against PBC in the near future. And that's what we're putting together. And I'm super, super excited because we have a lot of great matches.
I guess that means the PBC and Top Rank sort of conglomeration fell apart. And now Golden Boy is the one fulfilling that role that Top Rank obviously is not involved in. Because that was one thing people were bringing up, the fact that they've been talking about working together, obviously the PBC and Top Rank, and people expected this was because of Turkey, so they're kind of working together to be stronger as a group. But recently, there's been some fights where they could have made Top Rank and PBC working together, and those fights never happened. And maybe this is why. Maybe PBC went in another direction, a direction they know they'll be more successful. Because the PBC is not successful against Top Rank fighters, but against Golden Boy, more so. Zurdo's fight is decent, but come on, man. Opatai is the fight. De La Hoya is a terrible promoter. Well, he's not a terrible promoter. He's a good promoter. You're not necessarily trying to make the fights that are going to get your fighters knocked out. What they want to do is probably fucking work with the PBC to make Zurdo versus fucking David Benavidez, which is exactly what we've been talking about and what he just alluded to right now. People act as if Bivol and Beterbiev and these guys are ducking Benavidez, but give me a break. We know David Benavidez walked away from a career-high payday and an opportunity for Undisputed to collect the fucking email title. Now he'll cash that email title out to move up to fight Zurdo with a co-promotion fight between Golden Boy and PBC, right? Because these dudes just aren't interested in really doing what boxing fans want. Shakur talked too much, right? Like, it's nice to talk, but the problem is he never fucking delivers. Never. Unfortunately, I have to sleep and go to work. What fight are we watching? Fulghum is going to be fighting Beck Melikuziev on main event, and then obviously we got the other fight card that's happening today as well, and it's going to be a rematch of Khalil Cole versus Manuel Gallegos, which obviously was a big upset last year. Is this the case that we need to see Virgil nut up and fight the elite 140-pounder like Merzaliev and Jesus Ramos? Well, David, Ramos is PBC, isn't he? Merzaliev, I mean, that's a fight that could easily be done, but I think the PBC is trying to put Erickson Lubin in that position. How do you see the Norman Sasaki fight playing out, bro? I expect Norman to knock Sasaki out inside 8 rounds. Oh, there's the man. Fulghum. Oh, who do you got between Hooney and Wardley? That's a decent fight. I think Wardley's going to knock Hooney out. And then I'd love to see Wardley fight Moses Atoma. That's the fight. That, right, considering it would be for the WBA baby belt, right, which is pretty significant. But at that point, you could put that fight in the O2 Arena. Wardley, the WBA baby belt champion, versus future superstar Moses Atoma. Whoo! UK boxing fans will go fucking mental for that fight. That shit is dynamite. Dynamite. Now we get the next fight. What is it? Nurse. Where are you, Nurse? And then tomorrow we got the PBC card. Ooh, I'm waiting with bated breath. Hooney is a pretty slick boxer, though. He is a slick boxer. I expect him to give Wardley some problems with his movement and his skill. Wardley obviously is not as skilled as him, but Wardley is a fucking vicious puncher. And I expect that eventually he's going to break him down and get to him. I've been impressed with Wardley, though. Wardley, man. Whew. He broke the fucking guy's head. Broke the guy's head. That kind of fucking power, man. Impressive. And we know he's not afraid to get in there and bang either. Where's my man? Here we go. So, Eric Priest. This young kid, 15-0, 8 KOs, is fighting quality opponent. He's fighting Luis Aries. We all remember Luis. He's been in and out of top-level world title fights, 22-4, only knocked out once, one draw. Not much of a power puncher, but a kid with a lot of experience. Obviously, we look at some of the guys he fought here. I mean, Lubin, Jared Hurd, Gabe Rosado, Daniel Jacobs. He's definitely fought a whole different level of opponent. So this fight should be pretty impressive if this young kid can go in there and look good. Obviously, you look at this kid. He looks like he's maybe Asian mixed. Could be marketable. Not a huge power puncher. I've seen him fight before, but I don't remember him too much. I think Ortiz versus Ramos should fight. But think about it this way. Ramos, he doesn't have a big name. He dropped the ball, and he's trying to build himself back up. Ortiz could fight any of the top fighters in the division. And if Boots moves up, as it looks like maybe he is, he could fight Boots right out of the gate and make $10 million. What would be the reason to chase after a dangerous Jesus Ramos, right? For Ortiz, it's a waste of time. There's no point chasing after Ramos, especially since he doesn't even have a world title, right? You could fight Funduro for a world title. You could fight the Puerto Rican kid for a world title. You could fight Melikuziev for a world title. You could fight Boots Ennis even without a world title. It's going to fucking be big money fight. Everybody else is tied up and Conwell just lost. Yeah, but you're thinking like a fan, but you're not thinking like a promoter. Virgil Ortiz already put himself in position for big fights, right? Why not just fight the winner of Tim Tszyu versus Funduro, right? Because they just told you right now, Golden Boy and PBC are working together. So what's another big fight you could make? The winner of Funduro Tim Tszyu versus fucking Virgil Ortiz. David Benavidez versus Zerto, right? Those are the kind of fights that actually PBC and Top Golden Boy would make, because those are big money fights you potentially could put on pay-per-view cards, right? You got marketability behind them. Jesus Ramos, right? That kid's about as hot as fucking, yeah. He was never really hot, but there was buzz about him. Then he fucking lost to Lubin, and now he's bounced back with a nobody opponent. So at this point, it's not like anybody's really feeling him at this point. There's this undefeated guy from France that is decent, I guess, if they want to go down that rankings. Yeah, but if Virgil going to sit out a whole year, he don't need to sit out a whole year. I'm sure there's other avenues for them to go, like I just said. 3 wins in a row. I know, David, but who gives a fuck about any of those wins? Who did he beat that got any buzz at all? Right? Like, I mean, that guy that just beat Charles Conwell, how much buzz does he have? He just beat Conwell. He's got no buzz. He's getting a big fight for the WBO title, but that's all. Here we go. Round 1. Priest versus Arias. Golden Boy on the zone. This is the good way to move a young up-and-coming fighter, right? You put him in with a good veteran, a lot of experience, a guy that's got some big wins, and a guy that obviously at the top of the game has been beaten. So he's got some holes in his game that you can exploit as well. And now you got a good young kid you think potentially has everything going for him. Now it's just a matter of putting him and getting that experience. And this is it. This is the fight. So far, Priest is looking good behind his jab. Good shoulder defense. Combination punching. Arias throwing those power shots. If Priest could get an impressive knockout this fight, that would really, really help him in a big way. Oh, he just got a big right hand from Arias. That's always the problem. It was like that PBC fighter. Who was it? Garcia, who they put in with good opposition and obviously got beat and upset. Khalil Cole, who obviously got beat by Gallegos. Problem is, when you put guys in with this level of opponent, you could build your name, but you can also be beat. Arias, man, he's not a stupid fighter. He's going to do what he has to do to win. Problem with this Priest kid is he's open for left hooks. Counter over the right. Nice jab right hand from Priest. Not a bad round. Obviously shows that he's still got things to work on. He got hit by a few good counter shots, but he's got good feet. Fights behind a nice jab, educated jab. Machado, what's up? Singer from above, what's up? Man, this fight is a waste of my time. Which fight? Which fight are you watching, David? I talk about Nurse and Arias. I think this fight will heat up because Arias is going to be putting pressure on this kid. Already the kid's face is like red from that left hand. Beck and Darius. You never know, man. The problem is fights like Darius and Beck, those are the fights that end up surprising people as fights of the year. Not the big name fights, they usually disappoint. I think the problem with this kid is I don't know how much power he has. Hey, there's Tio. Look at Tio sitting beside fucking Golden Boy, Oscar, getting career advice. I don't know, Tio. I don't know if getting career advice from Oscar is the way to go. Now we know Tio's going to be hating on Canelo like crazy. Tio will literally fucking simp for anybody to get some fucking recognition. Kid, you got to double up that jab. There you go. But when you do that, you got to actually throw a right hand. Good little combination. Didn't really land anything too hard, though. You can definitely see that Arias is the one that's throwing and landing bigger shots. Arias putting the pressure on, roughing him up. Sorry, ref, I don't care what you say. I need to fucking shake this kid mentally. And that's just what I'll do. Good body shot from Arias. Luis Cuba Arias. Nice right hand from the kid. Nice jab. Oh, you can get disqualified, Arios, from fucking hitting on the brake like that. Dumbbell. What are you doing, man? Like literally fucking the guy's breaking you and you still hit him. Stupid motherfucker. Some people, man, they're just bad for their careers, the stupid shit they do. Like, what was that? Bro, I'm fending for a big fight. I think we should still get a fight with Ortiz and Conwell. Well, maybe if Conwell bounces back with a win. Conwell showed such a low IQ for a guy who was a good Olympian, and I was comparing him to Mike McCollum. Well, the body work, right? And the tenacious type of fight, but he's also not quite the same. McCollum was much longer and much more difficult, not so predictable. Conwell's a good young fighter, but he's much more of one of those old school dudes. Not necessarily the best fighters out there, but a guy that's just tenacious, works the body well, technically is solid, tough as nails. Sean, Pink Floyd or Zeppelin? Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd all the way. I guess out of the crib I was a stoner because I like Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. That was the first or second album I bought when I was in elementary school. Zeppelin, I heard Zeppelin when I went to parties and stuff, and you know, I appreciate Zeppelin more now as an adult than I did when I was young. When I was young, the blues riffs and stuff, I don't know, it didn't necessarily do too much for me. And then the song you mostly heard in elementary school was Stairway to Heaven, which was a good romantic song, but yeah. Oh, Priest is putting it on him. Volume. Let the volume go. Unfortunately, I don't think he's got the power to actually get him out of there, but it's good. At least you got to like fucking be aggressive. Hit the body a little bit, Priest. He looks a little soft in the gut. Oh, big winging shot. Yeah, I don't see Priest really going on to become a title threat. He might get a title shot, but I don't think he's ever going to really be a threat to be a champion. Not much power. Defensively, he's not the best. There he is. He just got caught nice with another left. He's fucking open for those left hands. Now, if you could combine his boxing ability with Ryan Garcia's left hand, then maybe we'd be talking about something. The fact he actually has feet that move and actually a jab that he uses regularly. Arias is starting to get to him. Don't be surprised if Arias stops him around the fucking 7th, 8th round. Dun dun dun. Plus Conwell and Virgil would be an in-house fight. Madrimov had just lost, so it's not much different other than obvious Crawford is a much bigger name than Perez and more accomplished. Ortiz fans are some of the most annoying dudes, the diehards. I mean, yeah, but that's true for all diehards, right? You can't talk to them. They're too ridiculous. Like, look at Mirage when he fucking goes on about fucking David Benavidez. Like, he thinks people hate Benavidez. It's not that. We just know he's been protected by the fucking PBC, and they're just not interested in giving us fights we want. They've been literally clout chasing off of Canelo Alvarez for years. Yet, what did they do before Canelo Alvarez moved to the division? Not a fucking thing, right? And then you want every fucking thing thrown at your feet. But what have you done? You had opportunities to fight for unification. You could have made yourself a star at that division. You could have been the man at that weight class. You fucked that shit up. Nobody else, only you. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to act like he's something that he's not. Come on. Thing that I find annoying is Virgil fans sitting on Conwell like that wouldn't have been a good fight. Well, a good fight and a big fight are different things, right? Like, sure, Conwell's a good opponent for everyone. He's tough as nails. He lost to Perez, but you throw him in with a different style fighter like Ortiz, right? That fight would be a far more exciting fight than Perez because Virgil doesn't fight like Perez. Even Ramos, like all those guys are good fighters, right? You have a lot of depth at the 154-pound division. But Virgil's on a different level than Conwell. Like Virgil is in a position where he could be on pay-per-view. Conwell wouldn't be on pay-per-view regardless of who you put him in the ring with. You couldn't sell a fucking pay-per-view with Conwell's name attached to it, right? Ramos is similar. Maybe you could do Ramos versus Conwell. There you go. Right there. That's a fight that makes sense, right? Conwell obviously coming off of a loss. Ramos trying to build himself back up into world title contention. You throw Ramos in with Conwell, great fight, right? Conwell's going to push Ramos, so Ramos is going to have to fight, not do what he did against Lubin, which is fucking be way too passive. So let's make that fight. Conwell versus Ramos. And then the winner could get fucking Murdazaliev or potentially the Puerto Rican kid. Who we know the Puerto Rican kid is going to be fighting Perez. Remember Cheeseburger Nation saying that Conwell would demolish everyone at 154? Well, of course, fucking Dante said that. That's the problem with most of those Black American YouTube channels. Even before Conwell really proved that he's elite, they were all going to say that he was the best fighter in the division because he was black. Only because of that. He's the best because he's black. It's like, maybe he's the best, but let's fucking see him literally fight somebody worth talking about. At this point, the dude hasn't fought a top 20 opponent, but he's the best fighter in the division. Okay. And now he just lost to Perez. And a fight I broke down and told you guys, don't be surprised if Perez beats Conwell. Ramos' dad was terrible in the Lubin fight, though. What do you mean, though? Don't say though. Like, fucking, what do you mean, though? He's part of the team. He's going to be fucking in the corner next fight, too. So, you know. Yeah, the hype around Conwell was getting out of hand, I admit. Well, no, come on. I think you put more hype on Ramos than I ever heard anyone put on fucking Conwell. Outside of a few Black American YouTubers, nobody even mentioned Conwell except for my channel, right? I didn't see Conwell losing to Perez at all. I told you. Perez is dangerous, man. Tall, long, hard puncher, tough as nails, right? And I lost so much money. Should listen to me. Should listen to me. That one I just had a good feeling. Sean, who do you think was the best father-son team? Was or is? Do they need to not be a team anymore? Obviously, Inouye and his dad are a great team. Lomachenko and his dad were a great team. Any of these fathers that are all over the media fucking talking like shit, I don't think they're great teams. Those dudes fucking bring too much negativity to their sons. Fucking Benavidez' dad won't shut the fuck up. Schofield's dad won't shut the fuck up. Danny Garcia's dad won't shut the fuck up. Tio's dad won't shut the fuck up. Haney's dad won't shut the fuck up. Those dudes don't understand that most of the hate their sons are getting is mainly attributed to their fathers' big fucking mouths. Right? Like, nobody watches boxing to listen to fucking the dad lip off all over social media. Nobody. Like, I never fucking go watch a video hoping that I'll hear Lomachenko's dad fucking being interviewed or fucking Kenji Inouye's dad or Kenji Inouye being fucking talked. No, I don't fucking care. I'm not watching boxing to watch the father. If I see them in the corner doing their job, that's all I need to fucking hear. Right? The instructions they give in the corner. Outside of that, I don't care if I ever hear those fucking guys talk. Why would I need them to talk? What are their sons? Fucking retarded? They can't do an interview? Well, you're never going to be famous if you can't fucking do an interview. So you better start now, right? Start doing some media training in the off season. Do something so you can fucking carry on a decent interview so you don't need your retarded father to ruin your image. But that's me. Obviously, these YouTubers, they love that shit because they love any kind of drama they can market on their channel. I picked Conwell to win, dude. Trinidad and his father made a good team. Again, Trinidad's father, right? Didn't fucking say a word. He didn't say too much. He was there. You saw him in the corner, and that's the only time you fucking saw him. Oh, this is round 5. I could easily see fucking Arias stopping this kid. Arias is picking it up. This kid's punch output and movement is becoming less and less by the rounds moving on. Right? This is what these fights are. It's really going to test you. I'm trying to think what other. Roy Jones' dad, that combination. Roy Jones' dad was good in that you never really heard him talk, but obviously that was before social media. Maybe if social media was out there, you would have heard him. I know De La Hoya's dad, we never heard talk too much. But obviously with social media, his dad probably would have been all over the place, lipping off. Ramos' dad told him to ease off of Lubin, and it was terrible advice. Yeah, but see, this is when a fighter needs to fucking have some ring IQ. You're in the ring. You don't feel how the fucking rounds are going, the momentum of the event. Like, this is the difference between being a great fighter and just being a good fighter, right? You can have muscle memory and go out there and do what you're told and just be a fucking robotic machine. Or you could actually use your brains and adjust as necessary in the ring. You look at the guys that people say were the best fighters of all time. These guys could adapt in the ring during a round. They didn't need to wait to get instructions in the fucking corner. Some guys, even worse, I love Azuma Nelson, but Azuma Nelson couldn't really adjust in fights. He had to wait and train and prepare in the rematch, which 9 times out of 10 he won in the rematch because he already been in there once. He knew what to do to make adjustments and went in there and did better the second time around. But why couldn't you make those adjustments in fight? Right? You look at Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard. He made adjustments in the ring against Tommy Hearns in a fight he was losing. And he could not win on the outside outboxing Tommy Hearns. So he had to adjust and change his style to break Hearns down and stop him late. And Hearns stylistically was always difficult for him. You look at Ali, could also make adjustments in the ring, right? You know, he didn't need his corner, even though both of them had the same great corner man. He didn't need him to tell them advice in the corner. They could literally make adjustments as necessary. You know, you're in the ring. You spar all the time, you fight, you fucking can feel what the momentum is. If this guy is getting more punches off, if he's being first, right? You can feel all that. You know, if he's pressuring you more now and you're more on the retreat. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Wait for your daddy to pat you on the back, put a soother in your mouth, and fucking change your diaper? MJ made a statement. John Sean, stop. If you're going to come in making stupid comments, come on, man. You're just shining a negative light on yourself. MJ fought a fucking garbage man. He was supposed to go in there and get some work. He beat the guy that he was supposed to beat. It was supposed to be an easy fucking victory. And all to do what? Just get him some rounds before the Inui fight. That's what it was. That's what it is. Nothing more. He wasn't in there with an opponent that had a fucking chance of doing anything. They wouldn't have risked the opportunity of a big Inui payday by throwing him in there with somebody fucking that actually had a pulse. Laugh out loud. So MJ just won. MJ, the king. Round 6, Priest and Aries. Aries definitely is not showing himself to be the next superstar for Golden Boy. He doesn't have the power, and his defense, especially against left hands, is fucking lacking. Who am I looking for? Ah, okay. I got it. I'm just curious what other fights are on that card right now. So it doesn't list that any of those fights happened yet. Which fight are they showing now? The MJ fight's over. So what else is going on? Sean John blocked me. Couldn't see his comment. Laugh out loud. Some people are so juvenile, man. What's wrong with you people? We all come here all the time. There's banter back and forth. As long as people are not fucking absolute dickwads and fucking clowns, generally they don't get blocked. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. John Sean. I should block you just based on your name. But Machado, you're just as bad. You guys always cloning people's fucking names and fucking doing all that crazy shit. Come on, people. We do not need to lower our level to fucking that of the animals beneath us. I never blocked you, Top G. This fight's become much more of a inside fight now. Priest is definitely not moving nearly as much. But unfortunately for him, he's just doesn't have any power. And his defense is fucking lacking. Luckily for him, Arias is fucking old. Come on, Priest, you need to make a statement. Get this old motherfucker out of there. And then Oscar will throw you bigger paydays in the future. Don't be angry. Tomorrow PBC card is going to be a banger. Yeah, okay. Sure it is. Literally, what fight do you actually want to watch on that card? Name one. Literally, that card is happening and there's fucking not one fight that I'm interested in. The best fight of this weekend is definitely the fight coming up next. Fulghum versus Melikuziev. Gonna lose another point? Come on, Aries. Don't be a clown. Fucking Tio. Throw the uppercut. Throw the uppercut. He should throw the uppercut, Priest. But this is what we were talking about. Guys that just can't make adjustments in fucking the ring. Ah, Priest got that Korean trainer. Come on, Priest, you're the young guy. Let those hands go. Outwork them. With those tip-tap punches. I think a guy like Priest just need to throw him to some fucking ghetto gym in Mexico and just let him fucking train and spar there against fucking, you know, the locals. Build some toughness in this kid and improve his fucking left hook. So is tomorrow a showcase for Plant and Charlo? Yes. It's not a showcase, right? But it's trying to build that pay-per-view, the PBC pay-per-view. I know, right? That card should be on pay-per-view. That card should be on pay-per-view. You must be joking. At least it's not $80 pay-per-view like the Saudi stinkers. Listen to you, John Sean. The fucking fight that they're building up towards is going to be an $80 stinker. None of the Saudi fucking cards are $80. Like the two fight cards together were $80. The Friday fight and the Saturday fight. This is going to be Charlo versus Plant, $80 pay-per-view on PBC. Woo! A fight with no titles on the line. A fight that fucking means what? the winner's going to get what? A Canelo Alvarez fight? Or what? Who are they going to fight? This card will be better than the Saudi cards. It's not going to be better than anything. The only thing that's going to make it better is that you have two fucking top level fighters facing bum ass opponents. So they're going to get knockouts, or they are supposed to get knockouts, right? If they don't, it's a disappointment. They're supposed to both go in there and get big, impressive wins because they're fighting bum ass opponents. Laman already got knocked out by fucking 42-year-old fucking Lara. So he's not supposed to go the distance. And the dude that fucking Plant is fighting is no better. Charlo Plant is definitely worth $85. No, it's not. You're fucking mental. Why is it worth it? There's no title on the line. Both of those guys are irrelevant. Like, that's a fight maybe 2-3 years ago people were interested in. Right now, Charlo was a mental case. Hasn't fought for fucking 3 years. Fucking every time we see him, he's drunk and stoned. Like, what's worth $85 in that fight? So then Pacquiao versus fucking Mario Barros is fucking worth $85. It's not. All these PBC cards are garbage. Bullshit. They're giving us fights that are irrelevant and outplayed. Nobody wants to fucking watch Pacquiao fight Barrios. Nobody gives a fuck about Tim Tszyu versus Funduro. Even worse, Spence versus Funduro. That's what they wanted. And nobody wants this. Like, okay, it's not bad. But for fucking pay-per-view, get a grip, man. Like fucking Charlo versus Plant is not a pay-per-view fight. Neither guy's a world champion. Neither guy's the best fighter in the fucking division. They may not be the top 5 fighter in the division. You might get guys like fucking Iglesias and other guys in the 168-pound division that would destroy both those motherfuckers. Yet no one even knows who they are. You're just pushing that pro-PBC bullshit. That's the reason fucking people can't take PBC fans serious. Boy, here comes JSB with his PBC fanboying ways. Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind any of those fights being made. But the point is, we know they're making those fights specifically to fucking suck money out of the boxing fan. Right? By making them into pay-per-view because they have name opponents. Not relevant fights. Not fights people fucking want. We could have had Funduro fight unification at 154. We could have had Mario Barros fight unification at 147. Right? Those fights are relevant. Unification. They're cherry-pick opponents. No one cares. Munguia tested positive, really put John Boxing in a great mood. I'm sure it did. Even though everyone's fucking on PEDs. You notice John will be happy to shit on Reynoso and all his fighters that got caught on PEDs, but he won't talk about all the snack fighters that got caught on PEDs because they're all black, right? You go to fucking California and snack fighters, all black American fighters getting caught on PEDs. And then you go to Reynoso and it's all Mexicans. Yes, of course, because everyone that trains with Reynoso is Mexican. Who gives a fuck? Once again, why I don't care, because everyone is on PEDs. You don't fucking not cheat when there's tens of $millions on the fucking table. As I said, I would have the bag here right now. I'd be juicing like crazy if I knew I'd get $10 million to fight. Put up your dukes. Put up your dukes. Machado, salute. Conte is just better at masking PEDs. And that's not a surprise. Everybody knows that. Whoever works with fucking Reynoso's team definitely doesn't have the fucking the pedigree that Conte has. Conte is the biggest cheater in American sports history. So he's learned from his mistakes. Fucking the cream in the clear. Go ask Barry Bonds. Go ask fucking Shane Mosley. You know. Literally, not one of those guys got caught cheating. Conte got caught cheating. And then they got the list of all the people that were cheating from Conte's resources, right? That's the only reason those guys got outed. Not because they literally got caught in fucking, in competition. Come on, Priest. Aries looks like he's getting old. Getting old in the ring. He's wilting. Hit that body a little bit. That's the one problem with Aries. Priest, he hasn't went to the body very much, not even with his jab. BT is going to have a field day with Munguia popping dirty. BT? Why? Now all the because fucking he hates Canelo. Okay, yeah. Now all the Crawford fans are suggesting that Canelo will be juiced for the fight. Well, they were going to say that excuse anyway, so it doesn't matter. If Canelo fucking beats Crawford, there's always going to be fucking the excuse. But if Crawford wins, of course, him being with Snack, that's not a fucking. He's not on the PEDs, right? The hypocrisy from some of these people is ridiculous. Acting like Black Americans would never use PEDs. Oh, really? I think there's a fucking long list of Black American fucking athletes who juiced fucking to the gills. Come on. I'm from Canada. We don't base drug users on race or ethnicity. We just know every top level fighter or athlete, track and field, whatever, all fucking cheating. I mean, the guy I played volleyball with, he was fucking on the gear. He trained with Ben Johnson. The dude fucking did 360 dunks, and he was shorter than me. He was one of the most explosive high school track and field athletes in Canada. Yeah, because he's fucking juiced and training with Ben Johnson. Yeah, it's hard for me to support Canelo against Bud now. Why? Why? Bud's cheating as much as Canelo's cheating. One guy works with fucking Snack. Snack is dirty as fuck. Everybody knows that. Like, you just need to look at who heads Snack. The guy that fucking says, testing is way behind the new innovations. And you understand why these guys, they're always one step ahead. With all these top dudes at 154 looking like shit against bums, I'm not mad at Crawford anymore like I used to be. Well, I don't know why you'd ever be mad at Crawford. Crawford is chasing the money. He's doing exactly what everybody in history has done. Why should he be different? And at first I was rooting for Canelo. I mean, none of that shit factors in for me. I'm talking about each guy's career. Snack, mad scientists, chemists. Well, people just want to fucking make stuff about race. That's why they're excited Munguia got caught using PEDs. That's why. If it was a black fighter, then the same people would be coming out going, oh, look, the racists are coming out attacking a black fighter. We know he didn't cheat. Somebody fucking fixed his gear. Somebody did this. Oh, it was a conspiracy. Oh, my God. People always attacking black fighters. Yeah, when black fighters get caught, nobody talks about it because no one's on a fucking vigilante to make this racist. The black guys won't talk about it because they don't want to expose their narrative, and everybody else doesn't really talk about it too much. But when it's a non-black fighter, it becomes the biggest fucking news in boxing. Why is that? Tells you everything you need to know. Because some guys are just constantly look for some racial narrative that they can push. Round 10. I think Priest is obviously going to get the decision, but I won't say this was a very impressive performance. If I was a fighter at this weight division, I'd be fucking very eager to jump in the ring with this kid. But as we said, throwing him in with Luis Aries, it's a good test. Obviously, this is the kind of fight you need, right? To improve. You're in with a veteran with a lot of experience, been in with top-level competition. He's going to learn a lot from this. I don't know how old Priest is. Let's look. Jose, what's up? Good evening, Sean. Keep up the good work. Don't listen to these highlight watchers. Highlight watchers. What are we looking for? Why? Priest. This kid looks young. 26. 26, 6 foot tall, 73-inch reach. Eric Allen Kim Priest. Obviously, one of his parents, probably his mom, is Korean. Korean. Aries, what's he, 36? 34. Dixon, PBC cards versus Saudi cards. Well, we can't really say that because last year the fucking PBC did 5 fucking pay-per-view cards. That's all they did. 5 cards, all pay-per-view. They lost Canelo, so that number will go down to 3. All they want to do is pay-per-view. And literally give us pay-per-view cards we don't want. What happens to the PBC fight cards that people actually want to see? How come those fights never get made? It's always the fucking refugee fighters that no one fucking is really interested in. Like, in truth, I don't care if I ever see Errol Spence, the 2 Charlos, ever fight again. Right? Because those guys, their time has come and gone. Now it's a new awakening. There's new fighters to pay attention to. I understand now they have name recognition, so they're probably more marketable now financially for the promoter than they were before, but doesn't mean I'm interested in watching those fights. Not interested. Tomorrow's fight card, I mean, come on. You capping, acting like fucking this is something to get excited about. Let's look at this exciting card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fighters on the card to start it that I don't know any of those fucking dudes. Literally, I don't know anyone. Then you get Kermel Moton fighting a bum-ass opponent. But yet Kermel Moton is going to be the next superstar. Yeah, but he's young, so he doesn't have to step up and face great fighters. But then people need to stop fucking acting like he could beat Lomachenko right now. He's better than Inui right now. Because we know that's what John Boxing is saying. Then you got Isaac Lachera, not a bad fighter, but he's fighting nobody. Literally, the opponent hasn't been listed right now. 16-0, 12 knockouts. You know, here's the PBC once again promoting Mexican fighters. Where's all these Black Americans the PBC loves to vote to push? Then you got fucking a Cuban fighter. The one thing we can definitely say about the PBC, nobody promotes Cuban fighters more than the PBC. But historically, that does what for you? Nothing. Because primarily Cuban fighters don't sell in America. Hernandez 7-0 facing Kyron Davis. Solid opponent, solid fight. That is a good fight. Kyron Davis is serious. Serious opponent for the young Cuban. Obviously, we saw his last fight was against Elijah Garcia, where he got the split decision win. Solid, man. Obviously, he's got a stoppage loss to David Benavidez in 2021. Nothing bad about that. You know, for Hernandez, if he beats this guy, that's a great win because obviously Elijah Garcia was really being hyped up as the next great middleweight, right, for the PBC. Isn't that a decent opponent for Moton? The dude's got another losing record. Like, who's Moton fighting? Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I remember this kid's Cuban. 4-1-1 Cuban fighter. And I was talking about once I looked at his record. Yeah, it's probably not a bad opponent. We know the Cubans, right? They got a lot of skill. He's been in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters that were undefeated. So actually, in truth, it's probably not a bad opponent. 1 loss, 1 draw against that level of competition. But at least this kid's been in with good opponents, right? And even in the loss and draw, it was both competitive, split decision draw, majority loss. So, yeah, that fight could be good. So the Moton Lachera, we don't know who he's fighting, so I don't know how we can get excited about that. Hernandez versus Kyron Davis, I think, is the best fight on the card. Yet that's not the fight PBC fans will talk about. And then you got Charlo versus Lamana. I mean, come on. Mind you, this is the exact kind of opponent we'd expect fucking them to throw Charlo in with. A dude that's been knocked out 3 times in 5 losses, not much power. Sure, we can look and see he's got tons of wins since he got knocked out in 1 round by Lara. But who the fuck's he fought? Nobody. Come on, nobody. Like, Obviously, he's there to be fucking knocked out. I won't be watching that card because I need to watch the Pacers game. Pacers, New York. And then Plant versus this kid. He looks better than Lemon, I'll give you that. 26-year-old Mexican, not bad. But this is a kid that got knocked out by Elijah Garcia at 160 pounds. Now he's going to go up to 168 to fight Caleb Plant. I mean, if Elijah Garcia, who got beat by a guy in the undercard, could beat this guy and stop him, then fucking Caleb Plant probably could stop him. And Caleb Plant is far from a knockout puncher. So you know what it is. They want Plant and Charlo to get impressive knockout victories, and then they can hype up the fight between them for $85 pay-per-view. And not that that's a bad fight, but the fact you're jamming it down our throat for pay-per-view, it's like, oh my God, listen to this.
I think Garcia looked to me like he just didn't want to be embarrassed out there. And if he lose or get embarrassed, they're going to say his PDs and stuff like that. Devin Haney, he definitely didn't want to get rocked. Now, he did win the fight, and I think Jose Ramirez should have done more. You know what I'm saying? It's that's the effect social media can have. And what I'm afraid of, bro, is I don't want you influenced to where you get out your style and have to slug with damn Zapata on the ring, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think here's the thing, bro. I'm extremely competitive, so I'm coming in there to win, regardless. So whatever's going to get me to win is going to happen that night. I'm not worried about. If I slug with him, I felt the need to slug with him. I felt that he ain't really cracking like they say he is, or he ain't doing nothing, and his pace ain't as crazy as they say. So then I made that decision myself as a conscious decision. But I'm coming out victorious, bro. So if I have to punch and sustain or do whatever I gotta do to win, I'm coming out victorious. I guarantee with everybody. No matter who you put in front of me, there's nobody that's gonna get in there. Oh, my hand's gonna hurt, and I'm not just gonna fight. If I got to, and I gotta get in that bag to make sure I come out victorious, we come out victorious, and that's a fact.
We will not be genuine if we don't bring up an elephant in the bag. Brother, you blocked the hell out of me. You didn't just block me, bro. You blocked the hell out of me. And then I got petty, and I blocked you.
That means you just doing good on your end, because at the end of the day, I blocked you because you gotta realize you got a following and you got a lot of people. So everything you saying, I just feel as though, and I still feel as though you gotta be aware, conscious of the things that you are saying, because it can be capped. And if it's capped, it can be misleading, and it's misleading to the fans. And truthfully, in that situation, I feel like it was very misleading. So I'm like, I don't even see that. So I got rid of that stuff on my TL, and you did the same. So but it's cool though. You know what happens.
No, man.
But you do need to be conscious, man. Like in this platform, in this seat that you got.
You tell him, Shakur.
It's a good seat, but just be conscious of the things that you're saying about fighters, because we live this every day. I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. And like, this is what I love. My passion, my everything is boxing. So at the end of the day, just be a little conscious.
That's a fact. So,
how'd that motherfucker end up everywhere on fucking YouTube? Jesus fucking Christ. Showbiz the fucking clown adult. My God. The dude's fucking everywhere. Congratulations to him. Now he's fucking starting to make some real money. Obviously, you got nothing bad to say about dudes that are doing well. What happened? I just fucking closed my fucking video. Showbiz threw me off so much, I closed it. Come back. Where's my fight? Where are you? Who am I fighting? Who's I'm watching? Golden Boy, Fulghum versus Melikuziev. Look, of course it's nowhere. Oh my God, what's going on? God damn. Golden Boy on the zone. Ah, there it is. Thank God. Ta-da. Okay. We're back. Watch Charlo go the distance with that dude. See, if either one of those guys goes the distance, that's not success. That'll be disappointment because that's not the way you hype up a fight. Example, fucking Devin Haney running, getting the win, but in fucking a boring ass fucking display. And then, of course, Ryan Garcia getting beat against Rolly Romero, right? They fucking not only ruined the fight that was going to get them tens of millions of dollars, but they fucking hurt themselves moving forward. Because now I don't care if I see Devin Haney fight. I see some people acting like somehow the Boots Ennis fight doesn't make sense and that Tio should be fighting Devin Haney. But to me, the Devin Haney fight don't make sense. How's that fight make more sense than fucking Boots Ennis? If Tio goes up to welterweight and beats a unified welterweight champion, he's got Lomachenko, unified lightweight champion. Josh Taylor, undisputed 140-pound world champion. 147, Boots Ennis. Like, if you say the only three big wins on fucking Tio's resume are those three fighters, that's better than fucking 99% of the fighters in boxing today. It's better than Shakur. It's better than Tank Davis. It's better than Devin Haney. It's better than Ryan Garcia. It's better than all those fucking guys, right? Just those three fucking wins. And already he's pretty much sealed his fucking Hall of Fame fucking ticket, right? Becoming a three-weight world champion. Legitimate three-weight world champion. Legitimate. Not fucking fake-ass Tank Davis three-weight world champion. Legitimate world champion. And for Boots Ennis, people say, oh, well, why does Boots need to do this? What's this going to do for Boots? This is the biggest platform, the biggest name on Boots' fucking resume. Nobody he's been in the ring with is fucking anywhere close to fucking Tio. If he beats Tio, he's going to not only get paid a career-high payday, but there's going to be way more eyes on him than fucking were on the Stanionis fight. Guaranteed that, right? Way more eyes. And sure, people are going to say he fought a small fighter, so he should get the win. But that don't matter. He's young. He's going to go to 140 pounds where fucking everything is in front of you. Oh, let's look at the super middleweight rankings. Lester Martinez, Berlanga, Soache, Siskin, Skull, Munguia. Obviously, Munguia and Soache probably going to switch now after that shit. Plant, Iglesias, Pacheco, Mbili, Alvarez. So this Plant, number 4, right? And then you got Iglesias, Pacheco, Mbili in front of him. Plant is irrelevant, man. Like, literally, could he beat Iglesias, Pacheco, Mbili? I don't know. Right? And then the guys underneath of that, sure. But Edgar Berlanga, as far as marketability, is way more marketable than fucking Caleb Plant. Whether you like him or not, that's just the truth. So really, Caleb Plant is probably 6 on that list. And you beat Charlo. I mean, maybe that's going to catapult you into the top 3. As far as marketability, you'll be up there with Berlanga, Canelo, and maybe you and Munguia. But obviously with the PED stuff, we don't know what's going to happen with that. But still, even then, you're a PBC fighter with no fucking belts, with nowhere to go. And all the guys in front of you are dangerous young fighters that the PBC definitely ain't going to have Caleb Plant fight. You're not going to see him fight Mbili, Pacheco. No fucking way. My man, fucking Iglesias. No. Maybe you'll see him versus Berlanga, right? Because the PBC would love to make Plant versus Berlanga for $85 pay-per-view. That's why they'd make it, because they could see making money off the fight, even though they'd have to work with, obviously, another promoter, even though Berlanga is kind of a free agent, I think, right? Sean, what's your favorite boxing YouTube, right? Oh, that's your favorite. Yeah, fuck, I love Showbiz. I can honestly tell you I never watch Showbiz's channel anymore because that dude is just hard to listen to. And the fact he's all over DAZN, it's like, really? Like Ade Oladipo, I just watched him today with this this other UK guy, Uh, you guys probably wouldn't know who he is. He's like only talks about soccer, football, and they were having like a back and forth about Liverpool and the signings they're making this offseason. Great chemistry. Those two guys, they could end up being weekly for BBC football, right? Talking about all the matches and everything else. They have a career set. Both of them are great. They work off of each other very well. Obviously, the white guy is a little more personality, but obviously Ade is a little more, straight. And so it's a good combination working off of each other. Bruce Gass, what's up? I had Fulghum on an interview last year. Solid dude. Go DFG. Yeah, no, I think we were talking about it. People were saying, who is he? Does he have a chance? And I think he's obviously going to be the favorite in this fight for sure. And he's definitely the guy that taller, longer, a little more technically proficient, right? Beck is obviously dangerous with lots of amateur pedigree, but he's not a conventional amateur. Short arms, more of a power puncher, the kind of guy that, is dangerous because of his awkwardness. But I mean, Fulghum is going to be controlling distance behind his jab, right? Just waiting to walk him into something big. John McSmith, salute. I think Iglesias is better than Pacheco and Billy. Those rankings are off. Iglesias didn't get pieced up and knocked down by Caceres, even though both stopped him. They actually got Beck favored. Really? So this is the money fight then. If you bet Darius Fulghum, I mean, to get the win, I think it's pretty much easy money. Obviously, Beck has power, so that could always be something to pay attention to. But what's Beck been doing since he lost to Rosado? Not much, man. Like, literally, he's not been doing fucking very much. His career has been sort of in build-back mode. Obviously, he got the victory against Rosado in the rematch. But even that, I wouldn't say it was an impressive performance, right? He lost Rosado. He came back against an Eskimo who was 18-3. Faced a Mexican guy, 34-7, who I've never heard of. Faced some other dude, 32-11, who I've never heard of. Sierra, 17-2-2. She's a good dancer. Fought Gabriel Rosado, won by a decision. Fought Atlantis Fox. And this is years after Atlantis Fox was really relevant. Stopped him in 4 rounds. Probably the biggest statement he made. Fought some French African fighter I've never heard of, undefeated. Then faced David Stevenson, a guy's 14-1, got a split decision. Split decision. He fought this guy and got a split decision win. Split decision. Like, I guarantee you, David Stevens is not as good as fucking Fulghum. 24 years old, 5'11 and a half. Got knocked out in 1 round by Joshua James. 1 round, the dude got knocked out. He got a good win against Marco Parabin. That's a good win. But, man, yeah. I think Fulgrim's going to beat his ass easy. Fulghum isn't that good. You're out there going the distance with Merkel's Fox's brother. So, actually, it's not a surprise to me. I'm not picking Beck to win either, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm not going to bet against Beck. Fulghum is growing and developing, though, right? That's the difference between that situation. You're going to look at Fulghum, who wasn't impressive against an opponent, but he fought that guy. Since then, he's got 4 more victories, 3 of which have been by stoppage. Obviously, you lost to Fox. Not Fox. You beat him by majority decision. But, Fox is tall, long. That's what they're looking at. The fact that Beck knocked him out in 4 and Fulghum won by majority decision. Eric Bazinian, Dave Morrell knocked him out in 4. So I guess Beck's as good as David Morrell. Liam Williams. He knocked him out in 5. Where's Liam Williams now? He got knocked out in 1 round by fucking Shiraz. I mean, styles do make fights. Both have fought pizza delivery men. That's why the betting lines are even. Yeah, I guess even would be right, but I think stylistically, Fulghum is going to control the distance. Beck's got short arms. His feet are not that fast. He's going to have problems getting inside to land power shots. But Melikuziev. Beck wearing the Mexican fucking sombrero. That's cultural appropriation. 8-0, 4 knockouts since losing to Rosado. I think most of the Uzbekistani fighters that worked with the Diaz brothers have not developed the way they should. Beck the bully. We're trying to make Beck loved by Mexican fans by making him wear a sombrero. Hey. Isn't Darius sponsored by a coffee company? Guaranteed to not put you to sleep. That would not necessarily be the great thing. He's definitely going to keep you awake. That's better. Locked in. Hey, sweet sister. This is a title eliminator for whose belt? Canelo? Canelo versus Fulghum. I don't know if that's a fight that's going to get fucking a lot of attention. Here we go, people. Why do the Golden Boy girls look slutty? Fucking leather with gag balls. World Star. AutoZone. Get in the zone with AutoZone. And we are season. Section 5 of the United States Athletic Commission, the executive director in attendance, Jeff Mullen. And the chairman is Dallas Hahn. The WBA supervisor in attendance is Juan Diaz. Your three judges scoring at ringside, Tim Cheetah, David Sutherland, and Steve Weisfeld. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Thomas Taylor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Darius Fulghum, Houston, Texas. Destined for greatness. Seems like a pretty down-to-earth kid. Beck Melikuziev. Uzbekistan.
Coach over here, coach. I like coaching. All right, gentlemen, everything from the bottom of the green letters up is going to be good. Everything underneath the black letters up is going to be good. You got my instructions in the back, guys. You got it? All right, you understand? All right. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Right your partner. Tom Taylor, the third man of the ring, one of the best in the business for tonight's main event. Undefeated Darius Fulghum.
Let's go. Even money, last time I checked the odds, I'm just as high in Fulghum as you are. I think he's going to make a statement tonight. Not that I'm hating on Beck. I like Beck. I just don't see his upside nearly as bright as Fulghum. Fulghum could be a player at 168. Beck, I think he's just a perennial contender. He's going to have a hard time getting in range to be effective, I think. They're going to have lots of foot problems today. Lefty against orthodox. The good thing is against Beck, you can still establish your jab because he's got short arms and not much of a jabber. Hit the body a little bit, Darius, with that jab. Good jab. See, the problem is Beck's feet, right? He could get into fucking range, but how's he going to get into range? He always looks like he's reaching on his punches. It's a very strange fight. Both guys are really kind of in range. But obviously, Darius got the longer arms. But even he hasn't been able to establish anything too consistent so far. But I say it's definitely a Fulghum round one. Plus, Beck is a vicious body puncher. Problem is, how are you going to get into range land a body punch? He need to like duck and weave, right, to get inside to throw his hooks. But the problem is his footwork. That's why I think everyone that works with these brothers, they don't fucking get better, right? I don't think they're good trainers. I've never been impressed with anybody they've worked with, right? At the end of the day, I think everyone's been disappointing that they've worked with. Like the way Beck fights, you should be fucking fighting more like a Mexican fighter, right? Because you got short arms, you're a vicious body puncher. There's only so much things you can do. So what he should be doing is getting under there, being more like Mike Tyson. But the problem is he doesn't have the footwork to fucking get into range. He's got wide stance, short arms. He wants to be grounded to land punches, but unless an opponent runs at him, how's he going to fucking get his shots off? So far, he hasn't really landed any body punches. There you go. Finally threw a body punch. The way Fulghum fights is a little weird too, eh? He's a long fighter. He stays in his range, but he doesn't really fight as tall as you would think. He likes to pull guys inside. You got range. Why don't you keep range? Keep range, looks for the counter, but I don't know if he's much of a counter puncher. Beck holding like crazy. There's a good body punch under the elbow from Beck, Melikuziev. Nice check hook from Fulghum. Just Beck turning him. I definitely think that's a Fulghum round. Fulghum 2, Beck Melikuziev 0. Fucking Tio. So now Tio's going to become a golden boy fighter. Isn't he still under contract with fucking Top Rank? This dude burns bridges like fucking crazy, man. Burning bridges everywhere. They're going to start calling him fucking TNT. Tio TNT Lopez. Because he's blowing up bridges left, right, and fucking center. Were they just trying to highlight Beck Melikuziev's punches? What's that? Scam. That's the problem with these people, man. The highlights they pick, the things they say, they can totally manipulate and fucking impact casual boxing fans. They're probably making it sound like Beck is fucking doing great. Nice check left. That punch is there all day, Fulghum. Along with the straight right down the pipe. Nice left hand from Melikuziev. There you go. Another nice left. Oh, did that punch shake him up? Fulghum got shaken up. You got to get off the ropes, Darius. You got the reach for a reason, man. Beck is starting to fucking beat you down. There you are. Stay in the middle of the ring. This round's been way better. Heating up now. Let's go. Let those hands go, Fulghum. Yeah, stay off the ropes. I think he should be throwing that right hand uppercut against Beck. That shot's there, and I don't think Beck would ever see it coming. Just move to the side. Boom! Unveil that shit. Open it up on him. Obviously, you got to be in range. Otherwise, you can get clocked with a big left hand, but 2-1. Melikuziev. Impressive round. That was much better. Much better. He brought the fire. He brought the heat. Hit the body, hit the head, landed some big left hands. And it looked like that one left hand to the head definitely shook Darius up a little bit. He definitely retreated to the ropes and became a complacent fighter. Right there. That was it. That's the punch. Boom. That was a nice body punch. Look at that fucking wind up. Cracking a rib. Yeah, that was a good display. It shows you, kid, you can't fucking take his power for granted. You got to fight smart. Stay in the middle of the ring. Oh. Oh. Now Beck is landing everything. What was my prediction? I got to see what I said. Who did I predict? I had Rikishi by split decision. I was wrong there. I had Takai by 8th round KO, Cole by 10th round KO, MJ by 9th, Fulghum by 7th round TKO. Priest by majority decision, split decision. Charlo by split decision. Plant by majority decision. I don't have much faith in either one of those two guys. I told you Fulghum isn't it. This isn't a sport for nice guys. That's true. You gotta fucking be a nice guy, maybe out of the ring, but in the ring, you gotta be a fucking killer. But in saying that, I'm sure Beck Melikuziev is a super nice guy. Sweet as cake. But in the ring, you gotta be different. But it's still early. One round does not make a fight. Fulghum is definitely doing better this round, letting his hands go a little more, staying in the middle of the ring. He just got to be first. You got to be first against Beck Melikuziev. Keep him on his heels. He's the kind of guy that expects people to be afraid of his power. There you go. Finally, you threw a nice uppercut. Good body shot. That uppercut, man, it's there. It's there. Just like we were saying earlier, for Fulghum, this is the kind of opponent that's really going to help you improve moving to that next level. You got to be in there tough with a guy who's dangerous. If you put him in with fucking cherry pick opponents the whole time, the first time you get a tough guy, you're going to crumble under the pressure. This round, he's definitely done better. Still getting hit too much, but definitely has done better. I think that's a Fulghum round. I got it 3-1. What do you guys think? Jaime says, Sean, who do you have in Champions League tomorrow? I'm going for PSG because they beat Liverpool. So if they win, then I can say at least we got knocked out by the champion. You know, if we wouldn't have ran into them, we probably would have got to the final. That's my twisted Liverpool way of looking at things. What about you? Who do you got? I'm just glad it's somebody different. I'd be happy to see PSG finally win a Champions League, especially now that they got rid of Mbappe. How does that fucking work out, right? You get rid of Mbappe, sell him to fucking, or let him go to Real Madrid, and the year after he leaves, you become fucking Champions League winner. And obviously they won the French league as well. That's just for common. But you end up being more successful after you get rid of him because he's a cancer, which is the reason why Real Madrid has underperformed this year. Last year, when they ended up getting my man fucking Jude Bellingham, they played great, right? Won Champions League, won Spanish League. Did they win Spanish League last year? Or did Barcelona win? I think they won. And this year, of course, now you bring in Mbappe and you just, right? Mbappe is a great talent, but not a great team player. Oh, Fulghum is letting his hands go. Like I said, 7th round TKO for Fulghum. You got to keep hitting that body. Yeah, Fulghum, you know those body punches, they don't like it down low. Hit that body and then fucking come up with that uppercut. So Champions League game is tomorrow. Oh, it's too bad now I work fucking Monday mornings. Problem in Canada, in Taiwan, the game starts at like 3 in the morning. Oh, Beck is getting his ass beat up now. Getting beat up now. That's right. Hit that body. He don't like it. Oh, look at that uppercut from Beck. That was crazy. Corkscrew uppercut coming out of nowhere. Don't grab the head. Oh, that's a nice left hand from Beck. Snapping his head back. Oh, that's quite the reach. Oh, Fulghum, 4-1. What do you guys got it? Who's winning? I think Fulgrim's winning 4-1. That's my card. And I'm sticking to it. I have 2 more rounds for him to get the stoppage, and then my prediction league fucking is looking good. We will see how it unfolds. Rikishi, obviously I got that wrong, but I did have split decision. It could have easily ended with a split decision. Tekken obviously won by KO, but far faster than I predicted. MJ won faster than I predicted. Yeah. Here we go. Round 6. Soften him up with those body shots, Fulghum, so you can get him out in the 7th. Work that body. Work that body. There's some good young Uzbekistani fighters, man, to pay attention to. Who's this one kid that's still an amateur that I saw? The kid is dynamite. He looks like a future superstar. Definitely looks impressive. And then, of course, that other Golden Boy fighter, Zaur, what's his name? Ruslan Abdullaev. That kid, he looks like easily he could be the best Golden Boy fighter. But obviously the problem with those guys is they're just not that marketable, right? But that kid really looks good. And then the other kid, I can't say his name. It's like Ullataev. Come on, Taylor. There's not that much holding. It's like 1 round. Thomas Taylor. Oh, Fulghum starting to unload some big shots now. Hit the body. There you go, Fulghum. On the inside, Fulgrim's a much better fighter than Beck. He just takes the angle, able to like throw the inside shots far more effectively. That's the one good thing about American fighters. Their inside games tend to be much better than Eastern Europeans and Asians for the most part. Most of these fighters that don't live and train in the US, their inside work is just not that great. Obviously, Mexicans and Americans generally do really well, but that's the pro game, right? Being able to get inside and grind and just beat guys down. Obviously, the best was Roman Gonzalez. Roman Gonzalez, the best inside fighter I've ever seen. People don't give him credit, but man, the way he let his hands go, slid, deflected, and was able to counter in combination. Whew, beautiful. Like, if you guys have never watched much Roman Gonzalez, go watch all those early fights of his on YouTube, and you'll walk away thinking, dude, this dude's a buzzsaw, man. Buzzsaw. Impressive. Round 6. I need Fulghum to stop him. This round, round 7. Let's go, Darius. You can do it. You can do it. I've got faith in you. Ah, this kid. Amateur kid. Oh, he looks good, this kid, man. How do I say his name? Yeah, try saying that name. Jacko here. Umataliev. Umataliev. Uzbekistani national team, champion of the world, champion of Asia 3 times, 3 gold medals, 2 times silver. He's one to pay attention to. Here we go. Come on, Fulghum. You got to save me. Save my prediction league. Get the stoppage. You got 2 minutes. Do it. Hit that body. Hit that head. Maybe I was overestimating how vulnerable Melikuziev was. I just think his chin can be tested. Yeah, at this point, I don't know how this would be a title eliminating fight because, to be fair, neither one of these guys after this deserves to get a world title fight. This must be the IBF because we know their rankings tend to be shit. Or maybe the WBA. Like, I don't know if the winner of this becomes a top 10 168-pound fighter, in all honesty. On the brink of top 10, but when you're a 10 or 9 or 11 or 12 ranked fighter in the division, do you really deserve a world title fight? Shouldn't you have to fight somebody that's a top 10 fighter to earn an opportunity to get a world title fight? I think so. That's why I don't like fucking the IBF, because they have dudes fight non-top 10 ranked opponents. And I don't mean in your rankings. In your rankings doesn't mean anything. We know fucking IBF rankings and the WBA, the rankings are terrible. They have fighters literally nobody's ever heard of before. Canelo KOs both of these guys in the same night. Exactly. That's why I say, like, you couldn't market it. You couldn't really sell it on pay-per-view because neither one of these guys have built themselves up to a point where anyone would see them as a real competitor to Canelo Alvarez. Neither of these guys could fucking hope to fucking give Canelo a fight. And for Darius, I mean, like I said, this is a good learning fight for him. But after this, you need to then throw him in with a guy like, I don't know, who? Shishkin, School, Billy, Iglesias. I don't reckon they have much of a chance against that level of competition. Here you go. Guy must be Cuban with all this dancing, and then end up losing. Oh, Cuban got to be upset about that. Oh, my prediction was ruined, Darius. You fucked up my prediction league, man. You're going to get the win, but you're going to cost me money. And we know what's more important. Me, I'm more important. Your win doesn't mean shit compared to me moving up those rankings. Now he'll get the stoppage in round 8, and it doesn't mean anything for me. Nothing. Melikuziev reaches too much, right? Because of those short fucking arms. Yeah, hit that body, man. He really don't like those body shots. Like, I would say that literally Beck has had zero fucking growth as a fighter since I've seen him in his amateur, in his professional debut. He's landing some big shots. Darius, you got to be smarter. You're letting that awkward fucking movement fucking let you get hit and hammered. Dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. Poof. There you go. Dig that body. Some uppercuts in the inside. There you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. He's fucking just there for those uppercuts. He's so awkward. Head clash. Who is the Diaz brothers trained that you guys have been impressed by? Because I'll tell you, I haven't been impressed by anybody those guys train. But let me know. Maybe I'm missing somebody. Maybe there's somebody that I can't remember or recall. But generally, I think, fuck, man, those dudes, you have Garcia. And obviously, Garcia, I think, is a way better trainer. Their stable is better. They've just developed more champions. Guys have improved, right? But under these guys, the Diaz brothers, I don't know. They get all these Uzbekistani fighters, and I think for the most part, these guys haven't really developed the way I expected that they would. Beck, you're getting beat. You're landing a few good shots, but you're still losing. Tame the mane. Four more rounds to go. Is somebody going to be able to pull off the big statement? See, they love to show Beck Melikuziev punches, eh? Like, you guys are listening. Who are they saying is winning? Because when I watch the highlights, all they do is show Beck as if somehow he's dominating the fight. Round 9. Oh, he caught him. Oh, Darius, you took it, and now you're giving it back. Not bad. I thought Beck caught it with a good fucking left hand. Yeah, change your angle a little bit. Oh, that was not a hurt. That was like a stumble.
Some shots and shit, but I want to tighten it up and take you last 4 rounds and make sure you walk out with some.
What adjustments does he need to make in order to
Get outside of them and just keep making the work inside, touching the body, use the jab, get outside. That's really it. That keep taking outside position and throwing the left hand is landing. So we gotta take that position back.
thank you.
I think they're winning the fight.
They are winning the fight. Come on, man. Let's be honest. Like, I could see these fucking commentators are somehow trying to make this out to be more competitive than it is. Like, Beck Melikuziev is competitive, but he ain't winning the fight. No fucking chance. After 9 rounds, I don't even know if I've given him 3 rounds to fucking as winning rounds. Being competitive doesn't mean you're winning. It just means you're competitive, that you're a good opponent, and they're putting you in with somebody legitimate. That's it. Beck is a legitimate opponent, but keep working that body, Fulghum. Darius Fulghum, I got winning this fight. Obviously, Beck is competitive, but I don't think he's doing enough to win. The guy controlling the pace of the fight, the style, all Fulghum. Beck's landing some clean, effective punches, but overall, he's not landing as many punches. Uh, Fulghum has broken up his nose. He's won the battle on the outside. He's won the battle on the inside. In the mid-range, Beck has had some success. There you go. But if you watch these highlights, for the most part, they just like to show Beck Melikuziev highlights. Round 10. I still can't believe that fucking Showbiz did an interview with Shakur Stevenson on DAZN. Whenever I see him do interviews, he's so fucking cringe, man, to be real. Because with him, it's all about him, right? Like, everything with him is a sideshow. It's all about him. Whereas, nobody cares about the guy doing the fucking interview. It's about the boxer. Why are you making it about you? I saw that other one where he did the 2 teas, 2 fucking sugars, 2 coffee thing with another interview. It was cringe. And then there he's talking about how he was fucking blocked by Shakur, again, making it about him. Always making it about him. And all Shakur did was then what? School him and said that you have a big platform, but like, you push and cap, right? The things you push, people fucking believe it, and you have many people watching your channel. So I blocked you because I was sick of fucking listening to the BS, the bullshit. And I agree with Shakur completely. It's like knockout boxing is like that, but at least knockout boxing, he's blatantly a fucking Tank Davis fanboy. But Showbiz tries to act as if he's somehow down the middle, right? Yet many of the takes he takes are fucking cringe. He's way too sensitive, like so many YouTubers, that if you disagree with me, gets in his feelings. I leave comments on his comment section that aren't even critical, and he takes them as if they're critical, and then fucking fires back in a defensive manner. And I'm like, what? What's wrong with you? Like, you think everyone's attacking you? Like, grow up, man. You're on a platform. You're going to have some people attack you, sure. But you don't fucking think too much about it. It just is what it is. You take it and move on. Round 10, the way this fight's going, it doesn't look like anyone's going to get the stoppage, which is kind of disappointing. I figured going into this fight, people would be pretty confident that somebody would have got stopped, whether it was Beck Melikuziev's power punching and obviously body work, or obviously Fulghum, who's just a better up and coming top level fighter who looked like he was just going to continue to grow and get better every fight. I still think that's what's happening. I mean, Fulghum is just the better fighter, more upside. Obviously, a fight like this is going to help him improve more. Beck is what he is, right? He's a hard puncher, but oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Fulgrim's legs buckled like crazy right there. Get off the ropes, kid. Can you imagine? You win it on the cards, but then you fucking get stopped late. You got to tighten up your defense, man. Oh, that's a back round. Fulgrim's legs folded like a fucking $2 chair. Come on, kid. Wake the fuck up. Stop getting hit. Boom. Boom. He needs a slap. Maybe he's afraid his chin is too sensitive. But Jesus. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe we could get a knockout win. Beck Melikuziev with the 11th or 12th round KO. Like, how you getting hit with 3 straight shots like that fucking in a row? And then that shot, which is basically a jab. Boom. Oh. Here we go. Round 11. Fulghum going to be tighter, man, defensively. This is going to be Fulgrim's Charles Conwell moment. Beck's firing away. Firing. Oh. Well, round 11, round 12 are going to be fire. Ooh, big right hand from Fulghum. Nice jab. Beck taking it good, taking it easy, but blowing hard. Beck's like, you don't got no power, kid. Oh, the pressure. Hit the body. Someone hit the body. Swing and a miss. Fulghum definitely fights like an octopus, eh? Using those long arms to like tie up, like kung fu. Kung fu. Kung fu. I think Beck is winning this round, even though his face is bleeding again. Fulgram's legs are fucking jelly right now. As long as he wins the 12th round, I think he still won the fight. I think he'll win 7-5, even if he loses the last 3 rounds. But I don't know what the commentators and the judges are seeing, but I think, boom, whoo, Beck took that punch good. Yeah, look, fucking Gabe Rosado has more power than fucking Fulghum, I suppose. What are you doing, Lily? Now everyone's judging you. Judging you. That's right. We're judging you. Thinking, what's going on? What are you doing? Round 12. This round should be fire. Fire. Here we go. Oh, Fulgum, your legs are done. Oh, that makes it closer now. What's that? A draw. Damn, son. Hi. Don't be scared. Oh. What are you doing? Melikuziev got to feel confident now. It went from being a 7-5 fight to now being a 6-6 fight on my card. Would it be 6-6 with a knockdown? Hi. Woo, woo, woo. Hello. Come on, Fulghum. You got to do something. Not keep getting hit. A minute and a half to go. Who's going to end with the fucking big bombs? De La Hoya's like, shit, son. What are you doing to me? We had a Canelo fucking pay-per-view fight. Both dudes breathing hard. Oh. Come on. Hit him with something. Oh, it's a close fight. I don't know who's going to win now.
Between Darius Fulghum and Melikuziev. It goes to the judges' scorecards. In the seventh.
All that road work didn't help you out, Darius. You had no fucking legs in the 12th and 11th rounds. I think that was not hurt, but just no legs. Even though I don't know a title eliminator.
You see, the next talent
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the point deduction. Oh, so I think Fulgrim's going to win this fight. That kind of evens shit out. So it should be 7-5 Fulgrim. If you escape, kid, it's going to be a good one for you, but I don't know if you're ready for a world title fight. No fucking chance. Usyk Dubois, that's going to be a hell of a fight. We'll see if Dubois can pick up and do more. Like, obviously, people say there's controversy, but the only controversy is that Dubois quit after getting hit by a jab. Here we go. The scorecard. Fulgrim. I told you, man. From the highlights they were showing, it looked like the fix was in, boy. I don't know how they could feel so confident that Melikuziev won 14-112. I felt he was losing rounds. Well, the knockdown. Otherwise, it would have been what? A draw? Fulgrim, you dropped the ball, man. Golden Boy is like, man, this is the fight you're supposed to step up in, kid. This was your statement fight. As I told you, WBA. Give him the regular baby belt because nobody wants to see Beck versus Canelo Alvarez. Gained experience, but he should have fucking won the fight. Oh, what can you say about that? Disappointing. That's what I can say. I thought Fulgrim pulled it off. Let me know in the comment section below. What did you guys think? What do you think? Are you hungry? Is that why you're bothering me? Because I didn't feed you your breakfast yet? Okay, calm down. You're worse than having a wife. Nag. I just want to see what the zone's going on. The zone. Maybe we're going to catch the final fight. Is anybody watching the zone card? Oh yeah, see the fights on YouTube and here. But where's that other fight card? Isn't that on DAZN too? Melikuziev. I don't know. Oh, is that fight over already? The Gallegos Cole fight. Oh, I can't believe that card finished earlier.
Here for MJ Akhmadaliev with a monstrous fight on display.
Here's MJ.
This year in Japan for Luis Castillo. Biggest opportunity of his career tonight in Guadalajara. This one.
MJ. Let's see MJ. In Guadalajara. There's definitely the look of this fight card, not as good as the one from the other fight. The aesthetics in this fight card, not as good. Definitely lower budget. Obviously, that's why Oscar De La Hoya was at the other fight, not this fight. Oh, sorry, this is not De La Hoya. This is Matchroom. MJ trying to put himself in position for that big money fight in Japan. Let's see if we watch him today. He's going to look like he's any challenge for Inoue. Inoue's going to be happy to fight somebody that actually is shorter with a shorter reach. He's going to be the big man in the fight. That's unusual. Definitely not the norm. But once again, I think, doesn't MJ also work with fucking the Diaz brothers as well? Am I mistaken? I also think he hasn't developed as much as I thought he would as well. Round 1, MJ versus Castillo. Castillo looks way out of his depth. To be fair, I mean, you can't really judge MJ off of this opponent, but I don't see him beating Inoue. I think he's just going to be too defensive with Inoue's jab coming back at him nonstop. And then once he feels that power, he's just going to be too tentative to really open up against somebody of Inoue's quality. Because even against this guy, he's very, cautious in the way he fights. Obviously, you don't want to lose to some bum-ass opponent and cost yourself millions of dollars, but that first round happened, and I can't say that MJ even won that round. I would not be shocked or surprised if the judges gave it to Castillo. He was the more busy fighter during that round. He threw most of the punches. MJ didn't really do anything impressive. Not that I noticed. Showed a lot, but I explained why your prediction was off. Why? The body punch didn't drop him. Yes, Antonio Diaz. See, the Diaz brothers, man. Oh, fucking Butayev is in the corner, eh? I like Butayev. Too bad he doesn't fight too much anymore. Is he retired? He was a good fighter. I was disappointed when he lost to Stanionis. Round 2, Castillo versus MJ Akhmedov, future Inui world title contender. Obviously, this is a stay busy fight for MJ, trying to get some rounds in before stepping in to face Inui in Japan. Obviously, they figured it was a good chance to get some ring rust off so that by the time the Inui fight popped up, they'd be at their best. Oh, sorry, Lily. Sorry. Which is smart. They should do that. But as I said in the first round, MJ just looks way too tentative. I don't see how he's going to look very good against Inui. I hope he does. I'd love to see the Inui MJ fight turn into a fucking classic. Even though, of course, Inui haters would just use it as a way to criticize him. But all fighters need classic matchups. That's part of being a boxer. It's part of being a superstar. He's opening up a little more now this round. Castillo, he's game. He's throwing fucking lots of punches. Not landing much, but at least he's letting his hands go. So how do you... I watched the MJ fight. Is it live? No, it's on DAZN. It was over already when I turned to it. Obviously, that card ended before the other card. And I guess because it's in Mexico, that's why BoxRec wasn't updating like it should have. So I wasn't really sure what was going on. DAZN. On DAZN. Both fight cards were on DAZN, but obviously I watched the other one on YouTube, so I just crossed over to DAZN to see if I could find this card. And lo and behold, there it is. And I fast forwarded to like 36 minutes into the card, and MJ's fight was on. Round 2 is almost over. Yeah, probably it'll be better to get like 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. At least then you'll be able to like get some rust off. Round 2 is done. Castillo, at least he's game, man. He's game. He's coming to fight. Hats off to him. But yeah, that's the most I can say for him. Oh, Valenzuela's fight is next. BoxRec, man. They got to get with the fucking program. Or don't they have internet in BoxRec? I guess it's good, but they still don't have the results of the fights, even though the card is fucking over. It started at 9 o'clock, and obviously now it's 12, almost 1 o'clock. So that fight's ended much before the previous card. Right now I'm watching MJ. We still have Adrian Curiel. I didn't watch that. Valenzuela is next. And then, of course, Galiakis versus Cole is the main event. And Jimenez, is that the fucking steroid woman? Oh, no, it's a guy. Jimenez, round 3. Castillo's got long arms. I think this was causing MJ some problems because the guy just keeps throwing punches. So MJ's in the defensive posture. Nice jab from MJ. That's like the only thing I've seen him do this round. He's very tentative, but I think it's because his opponent is a little unorthodox and awkward. So he just doesn't want to open up too much against some unorthodox fighter. Good left hand. Hi. What are you doing? Calm down. Yeah, I know. You're hungry. You're always hungry. I think after 3 rounds, this guy's thrown probably 100 punches more than MJ has. Luckily for MJ, his effectiveness is very low. Oh, a slip, stand on his foot. Yeah. Hi. What are you doing, tap dancer? You okay? Who's a good girl? Yes, you. Okay, you. You're a good girl. There's another left from MJ. MJ is very tentative so far in this fight. Oh, there you go. It opened up with something. One guy's throwing lots of punches and missing. The other guy is not throwing too much. But when he throws, generally he tends to be pretty active or pretty accurate. But I would say after 3 rounds, MJ might only have won 1 round, the second round. I mean, I would not be shocked if the judges had it 2-1 Castillo. Okay, cool. Yeah. Relax. But anybody that's never watched MJ fight, if they watch this fight, they're definitely not going to be like, wow, I got to see this guy against Inui. He's fucking excellent. Oh my God. And I like MJ. It's just so far his performance has been mediocre. The problem with him, unfortunately, he's been too inactive his career, right? He should have bounced back and fought the Filipino guy in a rematch that beat him. That would have been probably the biggest thing he could have done for his career. At least you bounce back against the guy who beat you. You beat him and do it really impressively. Now it catapults you right into an Inui fight. But obviously, after making a statement, you fight a guy like this against Castillo in some Mexican card where you look kind of hesitant. No one's going to fucking be like bigging you up going into the Inui fight. Except Eddie Hearn. And to be fair, I haven't seen Hearn here. He must be there somewhere. Round 4. Yes, Castillo. Go to his body. People always thought MJ's body is a little weak. Well, now MJ's putting the pressure on him, but still not letting his hands go. I can smell smoke outside. Bye-bye. People are burning their incense. Oh, there you go. That's a nice combination. Landed some big shots. That was by far the best punches he's landed in the fight in round 4. Castillo, he's busy. MJ is more accurate, but not throwing too much. After 4 rounds, I have the fight 2-2. 2 rounds MJ, 2 rounds Castillo. There we go. What is it? He got the TKO in 8. Jaime, why you ruin it for me? I'm watching it. Man, motherfucker. But even that, 8th round TKO against this guy, that's not very impressive. Like, you're losing rounds to a guy that is mediocre. Like, the way he's fighting right now, I would pick fucking Cardenas to beat him, in all honesty. Because Cardenas's punches were fucking fire. Cardenas was long like this other guy. Cardenas was landing his punches, though. This other dude don't have much pop, and he's missing fucking almost everything. Castillo. What can we say about him? Round 5. So the guy's only been stopped once, so that's not so bad. As I said, he got stopped by Tomoki Kameda, who obviously just went the distance with Angel Leo in a fight that he could have won. But as you can see, Kameda is not much of a puncher. 23 knockouts in 47 fights, right? So he is far from a bomber. So if this guy went 5 rounds with Kameda, how the fuck do you go 8 rounds with fucking MJ? MJ, who is more of a puncher, right? He's much more of a power puncher. He's not nearly the kind of defense first type of fighter Kameda is. In his last fight, this is who this guy fought in his last fight. Brandon Pena, 4-9. When he fought him, he was 4-4. So he lost, was 4-5, and he's lost more fights since then. Like, literally, the dude's fighting bum ass opponents. There you go. Castillo, and then all those other dudes that don't even have 10 fucking fights under their belt, who all beat him. So now this is who MJ's fighting. I mean, that's nothing to be impressed by. Even Adrian Corral, who was a world title fighter, won a world title. He's fighting a guy who was 8-2-2, right? When you think about this Eddie Hearn card, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Like, your dude won a title, lost to Sonny Edwards. You know, that's what you were doing. You won world titles against Nashinga. You lost to Nashinga. You lost to Edwards. Then you fought a guy who's 6-2, and now a guy who's 8-2-2. Oh my God. Valenzuela is fighting a guy who's 7-3-3. Like, the only fight on this card that really should be competitive is the main event. Where, of course, you have Cole, who is 9-1-1, one loss, obviously, to Gallegos, who he's going to rematch today, who ended up surprising and upsetting everybody with the knockout win, 21-2-1. Knocked him out in the 9th round after getting knocked out by Diego Pacheco in 4 rounds. How's that, right? You get knocked out in 4 rounds. You're supposed to be a step over opponent. Then you get in there and fucking get knocked out, or you get in there and you knock out this guy who's like hyped. How come John Boxing never talked about this result? Surprise, surprise. When Black American fighters lose, we just ignore it and downplay it and don't make a big deal about it, even though they're hyped as the future and great fighters. But when a non-Black fighter who's getting a lot of attention and being hyped up gets beat, oh my God, exposed. Exposed. That dude was exposed, man. That's embarrassing. Oh my God. How do you support a fighter like him? This is something I felt funny. Not just John did this, but Ennis can't focus on his goals, right? I saw Knockout Boxing also focus on that, acting as if Tio calling you out is somehow getting in the way of you becoming undisputed. But anyone who's watching boxing knows that Boots Ennis cannot become undisputed this year, because literally Mario Barros is fighting Manny Pacquiao on a PBC pay-per-view. Thanks, PBC. And Greg Norman is going to Japan to fight Jin Sasaki, right? So thanks, Tekken Boxing. So literally your two world title opponents are both busy. You're not busy. So people think, wow, why not do a fight with Tio, which Saudi Arabia wants to pay for? Stylistically, Tio is not a defensive first fighter. He's a guy who's a counter puncher, which means that the way Boots fights, aggressive, right? It should be a great matchup. Obviously, Boots has all the attributes. He's taller, he's naturally bigger, he's much longer, he's got more power. Like literally everything is in his favor. But by fighting Tio, what you're getting is a guy who has name recognition. You beat him, and literally you're introduced to a whole new group of fans who probably don't even know who you are. Because, well, Boots is a unified champion. He's not well known. This is a guy who's 27 years old, and for the majority of his career, nobody even knew who he was. He was hidden away on PBC Island fighting bum-ass opponents for the majority of his career, right? Only really the last 2 years has he started to get a lot more attention. So I can't understand why anybody would think that somehow a Teal fight is stopping him from doing what he wants. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You want more recognition and more money, all building up for bigger fights in the future? Well, that's Teal. If you can't stay at this weight class anymore, you might as well take a Teal, unless they're trying to put a catch weight on you or something. If that's the case, then okay, no bueno. I mean, we know he's struggling to make 147 pounds already. So if Teal wants to try to challenge you for unified championship, then, you know, go challenge him at his weight class. No fucking bullshit. No catch weights, none of that shit. No rehydration clauses, right? You know, of course, Tank Davis fans, they'd be all over that. But real fans, like, no. You want that fight, you want those accolades, you want those titles, go get them. If you do it, we give you full praise. If you don't, big respect for trying to do something dangerous and something that most people feel is just stupid, right? And to be honest, I would way rather fucking watch Tio versus Boots as opposed to Tio versus fucking Haney. Haney's going to run, be real defensive. Tio's a counter puncher. So it's hard to counter punch a guy who's moving around the ring behind a jab, not fucking trying to initiate a fucking offense, allowing you the opportunities to counterpunch. So, right, like let's imagine Floyd Mayweather fighting a guy like Haney, who would have been running around the ring using a jab. You never saw Floyd fight those fighters at 147. because stylistically, people knew that it didn't mesh well with his style. They preferred flat-footed Latin fighters who brought the pressure to him that allowed him to do what he wanted to do. And that's primarily what Floyd fought his whole career at 147 pounds, right? Primarily. What's this? Round 7. So we got one more round before MJ gets this guy out. This guy already been knocked down. Oh, that's his 3rd time down. Oh, no, they're not counting it a knockdown. So he's been knocked down in the 5th round. He's been knocked down in the 6th round. That round he got dropped, but they didn't count it. He's still game. He's still using lots of head movement, still letting his hands go, but now he's circling the ring a lot more than he was before. MJ's finally on his front foot a lot more, trying to corner him to open up on him. Sean John was impressed by this performance. I don't think he even watched it because there's nothing overly impressive with this performance so far. Oh, straight left hand down the middle. I don't know how MJ is going to fucking last against Inui. He looks vulnerable to Inui's jab, which is going to set up big clubbing shots to his head. And we know Inui's got obviously great power to the body as well. And people always said historically the one problem with MJ was he didn't look comfortable taking body shots. At least now in round 7, he's letting his hands go a lot more. Round 7 is done. Next round will be the fucking cherry on the cake. What round did I say MJ was going to stop this guy? MJ by 9th round. Oh, 9th round. Shit. If I could have just had one more round. One more round. Oh, terrible. Man, this fight card's definitely in Mexico. You look at these rooms these guys are fucking training in. Shh. Fuck me, man. It's like real local. Real local. Folding chairs. They probably have shared bathrooms in the hall. No bathrooms in the room. Yeah. This must make MJ feel like he's still fucking the amateurs, this event. MJ stalking him, waiting to open up with power shots. This kid's game, Castillo, still throwing his hands. For his $5,000 payday he's going to get today. I don't know how much he's going to get paid, but probably not too much. There you go. Two nice lefts back to back. Straight left hands down the pipe. This kid's holding on for dear life. Not much left. The ref's going to stop the fight. Fight stopped. There you go. I won't say it was a very impressive performance from MJ, but at least now he got some rounds. 8 rounds under his belt, ready for a newie in Japan. But thanks everyone for jumping in. I will be going live tomorrow for that PBC card, so I look forward to seeing you all there. Jump in. Let's chop up boxing. I'm going to watch the rest of this card from Mexico, but I need to go to the bathroom, feed the dog, so I'm just going to call it a day. Peace out, everyone. Have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow.